So I'm putting together this video on kind of how to outfit your bike for off-road riding, and it's gotten kind of popular. So I thought I'd just kind of organize some of the key learnings here. I'm going to focus here on my AltRider specific items I've done. AltRider has been a big help to me in helping me figure out what works and what doesn't for my bike, and I've got a lot of good gear from them, a lot of good advice, and they also happen to put on some really good events around the country each year. I'm going just next week to Taste of Dakar in Pahrump, Nevada. But they do other rides, the whole rainforest ride. They do one out in Pennsylvania, and they're really a lot of fun. You should check them out. So I'm just going to go over a couple of these items that AltRider makes one at a time. So here we go.
Yeah, this piece right here may seem trivial. This is a brake master cylinder cover from AltRider. Again, it may seem trivial, but your boot, obviously you see the right peg there. That's right next to your boot, and the stock cover for this is literally it's slightly thicker than a beer can, and I just don't trust that for my bike. I don't think you should either. If you're doing any kind of serious off-road, you're going to be done if your boot catches that guard, rips it off, and ruptures that master cylinder. It's not going to be good. So you want something just a little bit more sturdy. This is a pretty small part, so it shouldn't, be a huge dent in your budget.
These pivot pegs that I got, and actually this side, the spring's not working, but you can see these pegs, they pivot, and not only that, but they're wider than the stock pegs, and what that does is it provides more comfort for your boot when you're riding on the pegs all day. It also makes the bike easier to control, and it can save wear and tear on your boots as well, because again, it's a little bit wider. So those have been really great. There's other pegs out there, from Black Dog Cycle Works, Fastway, etc. There's a bunch of really good pegs out there. The biggest factor you're going to want is simply a larger surface for your foot. If it pivots or not, it's really not a big deal. Some people don't like pegs that pivot. But another feature that comes with a lot of these pegs is they're lowerable. These pegs, just by reversing them, you can lower them about a ½ inch. And for me as a tall rider, that really made a big difference. I'm running risers up top, and even with the 2-inch riser, when I lowered these pegs a ½ inch, I really felt a difference. It made it a lot more comfortable and a lot more secure to control there. So let's move on to the next item. Here we have a side stand footprint enlarger, and this is really key when you're parked off the tarmac, off the pavement. Many times in soft conditions, either sand or mud or gravel, you need a larger surface area here, so your bike doesn't fall over. You don't want to have to, hold your bike up every time you stop to take a rest. And this one from AltRider is really great. This is actually the first Farkle I got for my bike when I bought it, and they actually took quite a lot of time in designing this. They designed it so it's very easy to catch with your boot. When you reach down to extend your side stand, it's easier to catch because it's got these teeth on it here. And it also will not rub against the muffler, and it doesn't provide a lot of extra weight, so it's not pulling down when you're riding. So it's really a great item to add. So you're probably also noticing that I've got these crash bars on, and they're definitely not stock. The reason why, I was in Death Valley. I was on this narrow mountain road that had a very steep drop off, and so I was kind of taking the inside track, and I ended up hitting a rock that was sticking out on the other side, the right side. It hit the crash bar right here, and it bent the crash bars. It completely racked them, so much so that it was pushing into the gas tank, and it was rubbing on the fork. So I was told you really can't bend those back into shape, so I went ahead and got these new set of crash bars from AltRider, and I've been very pleased with them. There's lots of interesting little features of these crash bars that are neat. One is it has this sidebar built in here. It's very effective in protecting your cylinder head, it also has this angle here, this particular angle. When your bike gets set down in the dirt or you have an off or whatever, it already puts it in an angle that's much easier to lift your bike. So you're not lifting it with your bike maybe at this angle, you're lifting it from this angle, and that, you know, that difference makes it a lot easier to lift your bike. The upper bars here have been great. You know, I use them to mount my lights, I'll talk about later. But you'll notice that the stock bars have this loop here to give you a little bit more protection for the tank. And I have to say, I honestly haven't missed it. It would be nice maybe just for aesthetics to have, you know, bars that have that, but you know, I went ahead and got these and I really haven't missed them. I haven't been disappointed. You can see there's, you know, a few scratches in the plastic, but honestly, you put a little Armor All on there and it disappears. Ergonomics are really important when riding off-road, because you're going to be spending a lot of time on the pegs and you don't want to be hunched over. It's going to hurt your back. It's going to make you fatigue quicker, and you're not able to control your bike as well if you're hunched over and in pain. So I went ahead and got these Rox risers. These are, I believe, 2-inch risers, and they pivot back and forth. You can find kind of a position that's comfortable for you. You can move them forward or backward, or, you know, again, whatever's best for you. You know, being 6'4", this was pretty much a must. I've even been told that I could use another inch in height on here. My buddy Terry, who's got a HP2, got a set of 5-inch risers. He's, I think, an inch taller than me. And once I saw those and rode his bike, I'm like, you know what, I could use a little bit taller risers. So definitely something you want to consider for off-road riding. This luggage rack system I got from AltRider is just amazing. The surface area is just ginormous. I was gonna put, like, see how many beer cans I could stack up here on this whole thing to give you a good idea. I don't have any beer cans with me right now, but it's huge. I mean, look, I mean, it's ginormous. It fits so much stuff here. You know, it has different attachment points for if you have the GV luggage, or if you have a Rotopax, it'll fit right here. You can put like a GoPro mount in any of these holes. This thing's actually a bottle opener. You can put a bottle in there and open your bottle. It's been really great. It's nice to have a nice, firm, flat, solid surface to secure your luggage to. It's less likely to come off with all the bumping and up and down from the riding. If you have a really secure, flat surface, it's a lot easier to secure your gear. You can put a ginormous duffel on here that takes up this whole space. You can put, I put actually this 60-liter dry bag filled with firewood. I took it up to Death Valley last week. It probably weighed about close to 100 pounds. It's really amazing. It's very versatile. It's sturdy. It's solid. This piece here I can take off and put my pillion seat back on there, so this is removable. And on some of the other seat configurations, if you have a higher pillion seat, there's a riser that goes in here, so this rear one can lift up higher. But again, it's been really great. This is the AltRider luggage platform system for the BMW GS and GS Adventure. So you can see I got my hard panniers here, got my Lost for a Reason wrap here. We do a lot of fundraising, a lot of rides for Lost for a Reason. You might want to check them out. They're kind of like the official charity of adventure riding. There's so many different, you know, industry sponsors. You know, Wolfman and Rigid and Climb and whatnot. Brad Barker's Ride of My Life. ADV Moto Magazine, Black Dog, Lay It, etc. A lot of sponsors who give money that basically goes to help children and families on the Navajo reservation, in addition to a couple other new projects that are coming out shortly. Anyways, yeah, the hard panniers, you know, I probably wouldn't do this again. A lot of people like the hard panniers. They're nice, they're secure, good place to put your gear. They're, you know, generally going to be watertight. You know, they're secure, you can lock them. I mean, that's pretty nice to have, but you know, a lot of my riding I do off-road and not on the pavement. And I've seen a couple times, a couple buddies I've been riding with have had their legs kind of pulled back underneath the pannier. Like if you're riding along and you come to a sand wash and you start doing the Harley shuffle, so you don't want to tip over, your legs really likely to get pulled back underneath here, and I've seen a lot of fibula fractures due to that. They do make a nice place to put a bottle opener, but you know, I think next time I would next time I definitely go to soft panniers. I actually have a set on order. I'm going to try out the new AltRider Hemisphere soft bags. They have a lot of carrying capacity, and again, they're soft. And honestly, everywhere I go, I've been able to, you know, take my panniers off and take them into the room with me. So I'm not as worried about security. So I'm going to go ahead and forego that for a little bit more safety, a little bit more flexibility on the road. And again, you know, I think my next bike, I'm not going to even buy the hard panniers. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to miss them. So hopefully that does it. Gives you a good idea of how to outfit your bike, your GS Adventure or GS or other bike for riding it off-road. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below, and check us out on XLADV. Thanks.